What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph? You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey, everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, all right, we're coming back to PassCode. Yes, indeed. PassCode Fans Feeling You. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all of the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-bibbity bop, do me a favor. Before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Thomas Roaring, and Thomas wanted to see me react to this song by PassCode called Miss Unlimited. Miss Unlimited sounds like some B-level female superhero. You know, Miss Unlimited to the rescue. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a minute. Yeah, this kind of resonates with me. I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by PassCode Official. All right. And the video has 406,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Passcode Miss Unlimited. Passcode Nippon Budokan 2022 for JLOD Live. Cool. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Was this the high package? That's it? That's the best you people can do, really? The main event is here. The whole reason you're here. The whole reason you paid your hard-earned money to come out and see these ladies perform, they finally reveal themselves to you, and that's it? That's your pop? That's Jesus. Oh! Man, if I oh man, if I was up on that stage and that's the pop we heard, I'd be like, oh boy, this is gonna be a rough show. This is gonna be a tough crowd. Ooh boy. Man, I was expecting more. I was expecting not from the band. The band's fine. You know, I saw the split happen and I saw the platform lowering, the ladies were on it. I'm like, okay, this crowd's gonna lose their minds. They're gonna absolutely, you know, blow the roof off the place. But nope. We just get this like you're at your child's talent show. Good job, little Johnny. Hey, you know what? You went out there and you tried. You know, that's the vibe the audience is giving off right now. I'll never understand that. I will never understand that at all. You wouldn't get a response like that in Europe. No, you wouldn't. And to some extent, you wouldn't get a response like that in America either. It's definitely a Japanese thing. I don't understand it.
Japan, why?
I'll never understand it. People have tried to explain it to me too in the comments. Oh, that's the culture. Says who? Who says that's the culture? Who says that's what the culture has to be? You know, I don't understand. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. All right, let's see what the ladies are going to bring. First, now this is obviously the show opener. So let's start this show off right, ladies. Let's go. far as songs go for show openers, this is actually pretty good. It's got a good tempo, good amount of energy, good amount of drive. The only question I have is the song familiar with the crowd? I'm not, like I've always said, you don't want to start the show with your biggest hit. You might want to start it with your newest hit off your newest album. You might want to do that, but you don't want to take your biggest hit that you've ever had and open your show with that. It's not a good idea. You really want to save that kind of firepower for later on in the show, like when the crowd's starting to kind of fade, they're getting a little tired. You want to boost them back up again. That's when you pull out the big hit, right? But you definitely want to start off your show with a song that's recognizable and is generally well-liked and well-received by your audience. Now, I don't know if this song qualifies for that. I don't know enough about PassCode to say whether that's the case or not. It seems like it's being well-received from what I'm perceiving from the crowd, from what I can tell from the crowd reaction. It looks like and sounds like they recognize it. So that's good. That's a good thing. Now it's checking off all the boxes for sure when it comes to, is this the type of song you would want for a show opener? Yeah. As far as I can tell, yes. If you guys in the comments could let me know, is this song well known and well respected and well received by the general audience? I would appreciate it. It would definitely help check that box off for me. Anyway, let's keep going here. Yeah, I mean, like I said, as show openers go, I just have the one question mark. I don't know if this is a song that is, well received, well liked. Not their biggest hit, but maybe, their most recent hit. That's usually a safe way to go. I don't know the answer to that question as far as, song selection goes. Is this song? It sounds like it's appropriate, sure, but this could be a B-side for all I know. I have absolutely no idea. So that's my only question mark. Everything else, they checked off all the boxes as far as the song goes. Good energy, good vibe. It's got the energy. It's got the pulse. It's got the drive. It's got all the things you look for that you want to use to start your show off with a bang. It sounds like it. It's just, I don't know that one question. So hopefully y'all in the comments can let me know, and I would really appreciate it. Honestly, not a lot to talk about. There really isn't. This is going to be a pretty short review. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was PassCode with a live performance of Miss Unlimited This was a request from Thomas Roaring. Okay, yeah, there's not really a whole lot to discuss here. This is gonna be a pretty quick review. So let's get started here. Let's make it an early night tonight. Starting off with the score, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm gonna give that overall presentation a 7.4. Yep, 7.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay, first things first, a 7.4. What does that mean? Well, a 7.4 would translate to a really good skill rating because overall, I think this was a really good presentation. It would also give 4 to 5 stars and a B as in boy, B plus letter grade. Yes, a B plus. So there you go, a 7.4, really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B plus letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Okay, I said this at the very beginning when I paused the first time. And listen, I've had a lot of people try to explain this to me. You know, Japanese culture, you know, it's how they show respect. Okay, well, here's the thing. It's a rock show. You know, it's a rock show. It's not supposed to be about being respectful. It's supposed to be about cutting loose and having fun. And guys, before you try, I want to point out a few bands where the quote-unquote culture doesn't really come into play. I'm going to point out some bands here. Baby metal, first one at the top of the list. Ex-Japan, Deer on Grey. How about Love Bites? You know, how about Bandmaid? Yeah, how about them? How about Aldius? There's another one. How about the list goes on and on. There's all these bands where when the bands finally appear, you know, the pop just absolutely tears the roof off the place. It just blows the house down.
That's what a pop smells like. Take a bow.
So it's not about culture. It's not. It can't be. If it was about culture, you would see that type of a reaction across the board for every single band. We don't. So it just kind of makes me wonder, you know, is PassCode not that popular? Is that it? Is that the issue? I don't know. I honestly don't know. All I know is that I've seen other Japanese bands, when they actually appear on the stage, the crowd loses their minds. Here, this crowd, it was like, seriously, I compared it to being an audience at an elementary school kids talent show. Good job, Johnny. Yeah, you're doing so good up there. That's how it felt. And I don't understand that. And like I said, folks, you can try to use that mentality if it's the culture. I ain't buying it. No, I'm not. Because I've seen other bands playing in Japan getting a much bigger response. Anyway, moving on. As far as the song selection goes, the song choice for the first song of their set list, I don't know. I mean, I think it's a good choice just based on what I heard. I think it's got a good amount of energy. It's got a good amount of drive. The pulse is nice on it. It's got a good upbeat tempo. The chordal progression, very pleasing to the ear, not laid back at all. It's definitely got some attitude to it. I like it. I think as a first song, it checks off all the boxes except one. I don't know if this song is a big hit or not. I don't know if this song is recognizable or not. And I couldn't gauge it off the crowd because the crowd didn't pop. But then again, they didn't pop when they saw the ladies either. So either this is a really tough crowd or the crowd's just being very reserved and I don't understand why. So if you guys could clue me in, is this song Miss Unlimited, is this a song that is popular with the PassCode fan base? I'd like to know, because that's the only check mark I don't have an answer for. As far as what we heard, I think everything sounded good. I think it's a really good song overall. Like I said, photo progression all made perfect sense. The melodic lines all made sense. Harmony sounded good. Now, granted, and this is where, a little controversy is going to come into play. And I'm sorry for those of you that just cannot accept facts, but the facts are this. Auto-tune was used on their vocals in a live setting. You could hear the integer steps. Just blatant. It wasn't even smooth. It was absolutely blatant. So, why? I don't know. Argument could be made just for effect. Well, here's the thing. You could be trying to get that effect, but by getting that effect, you have to admit that you are using auto-tune. You have to admit it. And the auto-tuning of your vocals is a byproduct of that effect. So I love when people say, oh, they're just using auto-tune for the effect. They're still using auto-tune. I'm sorry, but they are. So that is an undeniable fact. I mean, you could hear it clear as day. If you couldn't hear it, you need to get your ears checked. Seriously, because those integers were very obvious. Tone still sounded good though. Like their vocal tone, their delivery still sounded really good though. Sounded supported, sounded strong. That's something auto-tune can't do. You could have the best auto-tuner in the world, but if you're not projecting, if you're not being powerful, if you're not supporting, if you're not using a good tone of voice, it doesn't matter. Auto-tune can't fix those things. So they did sound good. Absolutely, they did. Shout out to the band. The band, man, the band was the highlight for me. I thought the band sounded fantastic. Song was very simple though. I mean, as far as chordal progression goes, notational selection goes, very simple, very easy to follow. So nothing all that impressive about the songwriting, unfortunately. As far as the live show goes, folks, as much as I wish I could say the live show had a benefit, I can't. I just can't. But at the same time, I'm also not going to say that the live show hurt the score either. The live show in this case didn't help or hurt. And I'll explain how that works. So, stage presence. Did they have stage presence? Yes, they had stage presence, absolutely. I can absolutely say without question, they got stage presence. They looked good. They had nice outfits. They act like performers, which we're going to get to in a little bit. So they definitely got stage presence without question. We're going to skip all the way down to the bottom to production. And I have a reason for that. So did they have production? Yeah, they had production, absolutely. The lighting was clearly designed. The video screens with the, especially with the high package, it looked good. I like the idea of that split in the video screen where, the laser on the riser to the bottom half and it gets lowered. I thought that was really nice. I've seen other bands do that. And it looks good when it's done right. And that was absolutely done right. So I'll give it the production, sure. The next, let's go back to number 2. I'm going to sum up 2, 3, 4, and 5, all in the same explanation. Stage energy, stage interaction, crowd interaction, and showmanship. They're all summarized by one word: choreography. Okay? Everything they did on stage was planned. Every single thing. Every step, every movement of every arm, every movement of every leg, every turn of the head, every shoulder raise, every hand raise, everything was mapped out and scripted out. Okay? Now here's the thing though. Was it accomplished? Was it done? Yes, it was done. Was it done cleanly? Yes, the choreography looked clean, But if I'm being honest, folks, I've seen other groups that use choreography extensively or even exclusively look much better. These ladies, they just looked like, it looked to me like they were just kind of going through the motions. It looked like, from a visual standpoint, it looked like a walkthrough rehearsal. If I'm being honest, looking at this objectively, compared to other acts that we have seen who use choreography in their live shows, either extensively or exclusively. And there's a difference. I was watching the ladies move, and I just thought, there's no intensity. There's no purpose. There's no a definition of a goal for performance. You know, there's no sense of urgency when it came to their movements and motions. It all looked very casual. Accurate and clean, absolutely, but no intensity and super casual. I'm never gonna get excited over that. I'm sorry, I'm not. And then you take away any organic movement or motion, and that just kind of leaves the entire thing feeling kind of sterile. So I'm not gonna say that the live show helped. I'm not gonna say that the live show hurt. The live show was kind of a wash. It was kind of pointless, if I'm being honest. They could have just stood still and had pretty much the exact same effect. So wasn't really impressed with the live show at all. But it wasn't bad. So it didn't hurt their score. It just didn't help either. So 7.4, honestly, that's for the song. That is completely for the song on its own. So yeah, 7.4. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're gonna stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have a 7.4, which is a really good skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and a B as in boy, B+ letter grade. Take your pick, I don't care, whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's gonna do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hopefully I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, then I did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for the night, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, this is David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.